What is going on, everybody? My name is Austin, and welcome to the channel where we talk about everything comic book related, TV shows, movies, the comics themselves, and today we have a great one. We have the Batman and Deadpool crossover by Zeb Wells and art by Greg Capullo. I'm so excited to read this issue. It's been such a long wait, such a long anticipated wait. Let's get right into this issue. So the issue starts off with Bruce Wayne in Wayne Manor, and he knows that the Joker is up to something, but he's being careful this time, hiding below the surface. But I see his intentions scribbled on the fabric of my city. A shipment of neostigmine, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, never arrives at Gotham University. Robinson Botanical Gardens reports a missing pallet of Atropa belladonna. 500 gallons of, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, walk out of GothCorp Pharmaceuticals. He's making Joker venom enough to infect a small country. I have to find him now. How many times have I been here before, looking for answers in the night, knowing that when they come all too often, they come without warning. And that's when Deadpool comes crashing through the window and says, "Playtime's over, Wayne. Let me see those hands." Wade questionably repeats the name of whatever drug that is and says, "Oh wow, this is embarrassing. I saw the silk robe and the laptop and sorry, I thought I was about to witness some aggressive self-care." Bruce looks at him and says, "I'm going to ask this once. Who the hell are you?" And Deadpool says, "Oh, you don't know me. It's okay. I'm not from around here. Don't be embarrassed." And Bruce is like, I'm not. Deadpool says, "They call me Deadpool. Also, the Merc with a mouth, a nickname I got because I'm hilarious and for no other reason. Anyone who tells you different is lying or I was really drunk. So yeah, I hurt people for money, in town for a job. Don't worry, you're not the job. You can stop freaking out." And Bruce is like, "I'm not freaking out." Deadpool says the reason he's here is because I want to double dip while I'm in town, looking for some dirtbag with disposable income who might need someone disappeared. Which brings me to you. And Bruce is like, "Not interested." Deadpool responds and he's like, "Oh, come on, you're billionaire Bruce Wayne, names plastered all over the city. You don't have a business associate you need silenced?" And Bruce is like, "I'm not that kind of billionaire." Deadpool looks at a picture of Alfred and says, "Okay, then who's that?" Bruce reluctantly answers, my butler." And Wade's like, "Your butler? Oh yeah, that guy never hosed blood and cheap perfume out of the back of an Aston Martin? Sure. I bet you made him call you Master Bruce, didn't you, you sick chicken? Not that kind of billionaire. Do you think you're talking to a baby? Whatever. If you can't respect me enough to have an honest conversation about your disgusting and shameful proclivities, I'm out of here. Should be focusing on catching this Batman guy anyway." And Bruce is like, "Excuse me?" Deadpool says, "Batman, heard of him? Some guy who dresses like a bat, which I'm assured is grim and scary, even though that's clearly hilarious. Sounds made up, I know, but I'm being paid a lot of money to hunt him down." And Bruce says, "You may find that difficult. Batman is at home in the shadows. No one finds him unless he wants to be found." Deadpool looks out the window that he came crashing in through and sees the bat signal in the sky, and he's like, "I'm sorry, what the hell is that? You don't think that's some kind of, I don't know, bat call or something, do you?" And Bruce is like, "Of course it's not. It's a bat signal." Deadpool starts laughing. He's like, "A bat signal? Oh wow, there's no way this guy is serious. He's absolutely doing a bit. This is gonna be so easy. See ya, sicko." Bruce takes off his robe and he's like, "I guess I'm going back out." Jim Gordon is standing on the roof of Gotham City PD in front of the bat signal when he hears Deadpool climbing up to the top of the building. Deadpool says, "Excuse me, is this the line to meet Batman?" Jim Gordon flashes his firearm and says, "That's close enough. James Gordon, Gotham City PD." Deadpool, out of breath, says, "You don't need to tell people you're a cop, old-timer. The great Santini stash screams it from the top of your lip. Let me guess. Grizzled, play by your own rules, still sneak a smoke between panels?" And Jim claps right back at him and says, "Let me guess. Maladjusted, tenuous grip on reality, no moral compass. I've worked Gotham long enough to know a lunatic when I see one." Wade says, "You sound like my dad." And Jim says, "Bet I've got as much time for you too. Batman's busy. Get off my building." And Wade says, "I'm sorry. I didn't realize you and Batman were best friends. But you see, I'm in a hurry too. And since it looks like a mild breeze could shatter your hips, why don't you skedaddle before the Merc with a mouth starts blowing?" He pauses for a second. He says, "I'd like to try that again." Jim says, "You shouldn't have pointed that at me, son." Wade says, "Oh yeah? Why's that?" "Oh, that's a good tingle. And Batman shows up, knocking Deadpool to the ground, telling Deadpool, "Welcome to Gotham." And Deadpool's like, "Holy shit, Batman, you're terrifying. I hate myself for saying this, but that bat thing, it works." And Bruce is like, "I know." And Wade says, "The voice, it's so effective. It's a shame that I have to beat your ass." He tries to take a swing at Bruce, and Bruce obviously blocks it. And Wade's like, "So you're slightly better than me at karate. Too bad I brought toys." And Bruce smiles and says, "So did I." He hits Wade with 3 batarangs in the wrist, forcing him to drop his sword. And he gets hit with a bunch of smoke pellets, and Deadpool pulls out his pistols and says, "Okay, I didn't want to have to use these because I heard they make you cry, but..." And before he can finish his sentence, he gets tied up by Batman. And Wade's like, "Okay, wait, you're right. We're too evenly matched." And Bruce is like, "I never said that." Wade continues and says, "Look, we all want to know which one of us would win, but the point is we earned each other's respect. That much is clear." And Bruce is like, "Clear to who?" Wade says, "What I'm trying to say is I can't bring myself to murder you, Batman." Bruce is like, "At no point was I in danger of being murdered." Jim chimes in and he says, "This idiot's wasted enough of our time, Batman. We have bigger fish to fry. The Joker sent us a message. He's giving you 6 hours to find him before he unleashes 30 tons of Joker venom on Gotham City, unless he's bluffing." And Batman says he's not. Every chemical he needed was stolen across Gotham on August 8th. He's had plenty of time to synthesize the serum. And Deadpool, for some reason, knows that August 8th was on a full moon. Jim says, "You freaks are obsessed with the lunar cycle, aren't you?" And Deadpool says, "No, that's her business. Gross. But a full moon that comes in handy in my line of work." Batman agrees and says, "Moonlight, no flashlights to attract attention for a good heist." And Deadpool says, "That's right. Tides get lower too. Coastal caves open up in case you need to hide a body." They start to look over a map of all of the caves in Gotham or around Gotham. Jim says, "I'll be. Hundreds of caves only accessible at low tide, ship graveyards mostly, abandoned because of rising sea levels." Bruce says, "Over half of them big enough for the Joker's purposes, and we have less than 6 hours to search them all." And Deadpool says, "I'll help. I call that one up north in that little cove thingy. Is right next to Piccadilly Pier. I can wreck a funnel cake and hit the Whirlinator while I wait for the tide to go down. I'm telling you, if I ever build a secret lair, it would be right there." Jim and Batman look at each other like they're contemplating something, and Deadpool says, "Wait, are you thinking what I'm thinking? It takes a madman to catch a madman? Let's just say I'm available. This is great." Batman says, "We are running out of options," and Jim's like, "You can't be serious." Batman is being serious. We cut to inside of the Batmobile, and Wade is complaining about the amount of space that's in the Batmobile. He's getting cramped. He says, "But seriously, I'm getting beat up here. This thing wasn't built for 2, huh?" And Batman says, "I work alone unless I have a Robin." Wade looks at him with a smile on his face and says, "Ah, yes, the boy wonder, fighting crime with a shapely young boy. Safe to assume you've already heard every joke I could make about that." Bruce has no response to this. And Wade says, "That's what I thought. Great. Save me some time. For my part, I'd thank you not to reveal who I am under my mask." And Bruce is like, "I wouldn't even know where to start." And Wade's like, "It's bad, right? This misshapen puss is the price I paid for my healing factor. Same procedure gave me both. Which is why I didn't have to beat you back there. Just had to get you into an enclosed space." Wade grabs a gas grenade that knocks Bruce Wayne out and says, "Sorry, buddy. A job's a job." He says, "Relax. The gas won't affect me. I'll be the DD. Wait, is this a stick? I can't drive a stick." And what do you know? Bruce wakes up inside of a cave, and Deadpool has been working for Joker the entire time. He was the one paying Deadpool to hunt Batman down. Bruce is like, "I have to hand it to you, Joker. It's brilliant. You found someone crazier than you." And Joker's like, "I wouldn't say crazier." Bruce is like, "I would. You've spent a lifetime trying to drive me insane. That clown did it in an hour." Batman is literally rage baiting Joker here. He's visibly irritated and says, "Do not call him a clown. That's insulting. I am the only clown here." Bruce is like, "You're right. He's something more. Terrifying, unhinged, but self-aware. The perfect opponent. A villain worthy of the Bat. A villain worthy of my obsession." Joker is really mad about this, and he says, "Wade, can I grab you for a second?" And Wade's like, "What's up, boss?" Joker says, "I don't want to make this awkward, but I've been working on this plan for a long time. I'd like to enjoy it with my nemesis. Talk about old times, look into his eyes as he dies. Just me and him, you understand." And Wade's like, "Actually, I've been thinking, is it me or is he kind of special? Like, once in a generation special. Are you sure you want to kill him?" And Joker's like, "Yeah, I am." And Wade's like, "Really? I'm getting obsessed with him. I could see us playing an extended game of cat and mouse, one that spans decades and slowly evolves into a de facto relationship that neither of us know how to end because it's against the odds and it's become the most important relationship in our lives. I don't know, just spitballing. And then Deadpool thinks of an idea. He says, wait. We could both be his nemesis. I can be the younger, sexier, funnier one he truly fears, and you can be the one who laughs at his own jokes. And Joker's like, what a fantastic plan. Let's shake on it. Obviously, Joker is not going to agree to something like this, and he injects Deadpool with a sample of his own Joker venom. And Joker's like, oh, I know it's not funny now, but give it a moment. I think you'll find it a real gas. And Wade starts to laugh uncontrollably and smacks Joker across the face. He runs over to Batman and says, plans have changed, Batman. He was going to cut Batman loose, but Bruce did that on his own, and he says, oh, you did it yourself. I was gonna cut you free in light of Joker double-crossing me. Would have been a big twist, kind of disappointing. But in other news, I feel great. My mind's never been more clear. And Bruce is like, that's concerning considering you're teaming with Joker venom. Wade says, I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure my healing factor took care of it. And Bruce is like, someone should tell that to your face. And Wade's like, what? Do I look weird or something? Bruce runs over to Joker and says, it's over, Joker. But Joker says, it's been over, Batman. There's enough Joker venom in that carousel to poison every man, woman, and child at Gotham. In 30 seconds, it'll be pumped through every utility pipe in the city. And there's only one way to stop it, a switch in the carousel's center. Press it and the venom will detonate harmlessly while killing anyone dumb enough to play the hero. Do you see it now? Do you understand why we're both here? Whether in the fire of heroism or the shame of cowardice, Batman dies tonight. He laughs and says, what'll it be, Batman? It's my final joke, and you choose the punchline. But Joker clearly did not account for Deadpool here, and he yells, I got this one, partner, and continues to freakishly laugh. He yells back at Batman and says, let's see one of your tout young boys do this, Batman. And he pushes the button, setting off the explosion that would have killed Batman had he pushed the button. And this leaves Joker utterly shocked. He is totally speechless, has no idea what to think about this. Batman arrests Joker and throws him in the back of the Batmobile, and Deadpool's like, you got room for one more? Just kidding, the Man Wonder sits up front. Bruce is like, you put a dent in the Batmobile. Take it you can't drive a stick. And Deadpool's like, what are you, a detective? It was like that. Where are we going? Bruce is like, we're not going anywhere. You're going home. And you've still got that stupid smile on your face. Wade's like, do I? It's gotta go away eventually, right? Guess that's what masks are for. Batman gets in the Batmobile and Wade's like, wait, you're just gonna leave after all we've been through? You said you were obsessed with me. And Bruce is like, I said whatever I needed to say. I knew you were playing me the second you offered to help with the case. Letting you capture me was the quickest way to find Joker. And Wade's like, you were that confident you could turn us against each other? Bruce is like, I was. But at the end of the day, you did save Gotham City, so I'm going to let you go home. Don't let me catch you around here again. Batman takes off and leaves Deadpool behind, and he says, I get the message. If you love something, let it go. I see what you're doing. I love you too. He stops and thinks for a second, and he's like, no harm in taking a little peek around the city, right? Bringing us to the end of the issue with a question mark saying the end. I would love to see more of Deadpool roaming around Gotham City. That would be pretty funny. In my opinion, this was a pretty good crossover issue. It's the first in 20 some years, and if you're hesitant about picking it up, I definitely recommend going and buying the physical issue. The other crossovers that they did with the other characters are also included in this book, but they're not nearly as long as this one was. The Daredevil and Green Arrow crossover was also pretty good. I might make a short video on that, I'm not sure. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this crossover in the comments. I really liked Zeb Wells' voice as Deadpool, and I liked his portrayal of Batman as well. I will see you guys in the next video.